Hello, Richard from budgetguitarist.com. I have something to unbox, or in this case, unbag. So let's check this out. I have shaky hands and a razor blade. What could possibly go wrong?
Hulk smash! Puny bag!
I ordered this on Amazon, by the way. I mean, look at this thing. So inside the bag is another bag. United States Postal Service Priority Mail. Finally. So what I have here is a Klein Tools manual ranging digital multimeter. And why would you want one of these? Like, what can you do with one of these? Well, if you work on guitars, there's two features on here that are mission critical. One is continuity testing. Also, you can use this meter to check your pickups to see, what the resistance of the pickups is. And finally, although it's mundane, you can use this as a expensive battery tester, which always comes in handy. I got this, which comes with some clips, and I also ordered a set of these. Now, these are pretty cool. They almost look like what you would jumpstart your car with. And it's got big alligator clips that would work on like a patch cable or something like that. But also, at the very, very end, it's got like little clips. So you could clip it to like some little teeny tiny wires, or you can clamp them on something big. Okay, so I thought I would give you a closer view of this meter. So here is the manual that it comes with. And if you're going to be doing anything with any amount of electricity, you really need to read this and understand what you're doing. But I'm going to focus on how you might use this as somebody who works on guitars, right? So, first and foremost, the biggest reason that I got this thing was for pickups. And that's also the biggest reason that I got these. They look like jumper cables, but I'm going to show you why I got these. So when you buy the probe, the Klein Tools probe, it's going to come with these, and this is almost like a mechanical pencil. They're short little, here. They have short little tips, but I bought these optional cables, and these are really great because they can be used in two different ways. They can be used like this, where you want to, like that, if you want to test a guitar cable, which we will do, right? But then also down at the very end here, there's a little clamp that is perfect for wires. Because normally what you'd have to do is kind of hold the probes on the wires, and it's awkward. So what we have here is a single coil pickup. Looks to me like it came from a budget Strat set. There's no distinguishing marks on it other than 016755, whatever that means. I don't know if it works. I don't know what the rating on this pickup is, but we're going to find out. Okay, so I'm going to flip up this little kickstand so that you guys can see. And then I'm going to turn this to ohms, which is, where's my ohms? Okay, here's ohms down here. So I can either go 2K or 20K, 200K. Well, most pickups are going to be like, 5,000 to 20,000. So we're going to go 20,000. And then I'm going to turn on the little light so you guys can see it a little bit better. And I'm going to clamp on the negative to one of the wires. I'm going to clamp on the positive to the other wire. And let's see what we see. So that's 5.92. Can you see that? You can see it better that way, 5.92. So just under 6K. Okay, that seems about right. This is a low output single coil pickup for a Strat. Now, why do I care? Well, because if I've got a bunch of single coils and I want to put them in a Strat, I would like them to all be around the same reading, the same value, right? Because if one of them is like 3K and another one is like 8K, then that's going to be a mismatch. The 8K is going to be quite a bit louder than the 3K. Now, if you know a lot about pickups, you might be shouting at the screen, oh, the rating doesn't always totally determine how much output the pickup has. No, that's true, but More often than not, the higher the number, the hotter the pickup. More often than not. So out of curiosity, you might wonder what happens if I reverse these wires. I'll show you. The value is 5.92. Okay? So there you go. So what about a humbucker? And let's see what kind of humbucker we got here. We've got a G&B pickup. So this would have been from a PRS SE model. And this is a bridge. So it's a G&B bridge humbucker. Came out of a PRS SE. Or it might have come out of my S2 Satin 24 because the S2s used to use G&B pickups. So the G&B has got 4 wires. There's a green and a white, which are normally fastened together. And then we've got a black wire and we've got a red wire. So why don't we connect this up and let's see what readings we come up with. Okay, 14.25. So this is a relatively hot humbucker, right? So we think of like a pearly gates might be somewhere around, I think, like 8 or 9 off the top of my head, I'm guessing. 14 is considered kind of hot for a bridge position pickup, but that's what we got. So in addition to figuring out what the rating on the pickup is, it's also going to tell you if the pickup's dead. Like if there's a break in the wire on a single coil, it's going to come out as like 0 or a very small number. So both of these pickups are functioning correctly. Okay, so what about if you want to test your cables with this thing? Can we do that? Yeah, we can totally do that. But I'm going to shift this guy to what's called continuity, which on the, you can focus where my thumb is, it looks like a little speaker output almost. And how continuity works is that it tests to see if a circuit is complete. In other words, can electricity flow or can signal flow from one to another? So if I connect them to each other directly, we hear the tone, right? And that tells us we have continuity. This is really good, this setting, for checking like the wiring on your guitar to make sure that you don't have a short somewhere, or if you want to check the grounding. Although if I were doing that, I would probably use these guys. And if I didn't say it already, the Amazon affiliated link for this guy and then for these optional guys will be in the description. I did a lot of research, and this meter came highly recommended. Also, I asked a couple people that I know who are in the business, like, hey, what's your opinion on the Klein? And they said, oh yeah, it's good. Good for the money. So here we go. We're going to test the sleeve, so to speak. Let's see if this cable's any good. Okay. But there's 2 wires in here, right? There's the tip and the sleeve. So now we're going to test the tip. I'm going to clamp on just the tip and let's test it. Yep. So we talk continuity, we talk testing pickups, and then I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can use this as a battery tester to test basically any voltage battery. So on the dial, I've got these AA batteries, and AA is normally supposed to be 1.5 volts. I got 2 of them here. And I'm setting my indicator, as you can see, to battery. So I'm setting it to battery 1.5. Let's hook up our probes. Turn the light on again. Okay, and I'm going to test the first one here. So I'm just touching the black to the bottom and the red to the tip on the top. And what does it say? Looks like 1.521 volts. So that's a little bit more than 1.5 volts. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all. Because circuits will just draw the power they need. So if it's got a little more, little less, not a big deal. That's fine. Okay, now what about this guy? Let's see what we get here. So 1.314. So this battery, it still has a charge, but it's not kicking out 1.5 volts. It's kicking out like 1.3 something. Is that enough to use? I mean, like in a remote control, maybe? This would be one of those questionable batteries, you know? You could try it, but it's certainly not full voltage anymore. Needless to say, if you want to be building your own amps or guitar pedals or any of that kind of stuff, this is sort of like an intro level multimeter. It may or may not be good enough for you, but if you're doing the kind of stuff that I do, where I'm like testing continuity, checking pickups, checking cables, the occasional battery, it's really solidly made. It's built well, and I'm really happy with it. So I would definitely recommend this guy. I would totally recommend this unit. As always, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you again on some future Friday at 5.